Okay. What's up? So, just going to double check that we are actually live. Yep, we are. Perfect. Perfect. So, what's up, everybody? Let's see. Okay, yeah, this should be good. What's up, everybody? Or nobody, since nobody is here. Like I said in that tweet, I originally was going to do an interview with a team developing a really interesting technology for NFTs. It got delayed, so I still am going to be doing that and posting that for you guys. Don't want to get into too much information right now before I know what's discussed and everything like that. But this is something that I've been wanting to do for quite some time now. So I figured, you know what, might as well go ahead and get started on it, or at least introduce the idea. So this is going to be a multi-part series. It's probably going to be 1 to 2 months long, the entire series. My idea here is that I'm going to start from scratch and build an entire NFT project live with you guys. And I want your input as much as possible as I create this, but I want to demonstrate how anybody can learn and do what anybody at all can make their own NFT project. You don't need coding skills. You don't even necessarily need art skills. I really enjoy art, but I definitely am not talented when it comes to art or anything like that. So I have a pretty base, a beginner level knowledge of like Photoshop. Really don't know Illustrator, but I'm again going to demonstrate to you guys that literally anybody can do it. I have no coding experience whatsoever, but it's going to be a really cool thing because we're going to if you're in NFTs, it's good to understand how these things are created. So because that'll help you better understand how to actually kind of evaluate projects that you're considering getting into, because you're going to have that extra insight from the team's perspective behind the scenes. The other thing is there's probably some elements of creating a project that you might not have thought about that we're going to be discussing. We're going to have to answer some difficult questions. For example, we're going to have to, throughout this series decide, how are we going to market it? I want to try to do this for as little cost as possible, as close to zero as possible. We're going to decide how to market it, how we're going to go about minting it. We're going to go through the website creation process, which I have no clue how to do. So I'm going to be learning right alongside you guys. We're going to have to, decide things like this. For example, are we going to buy 1,000 bot accounts for our Twitter profile to get a little bit of momentum going to help get other attention, or are we going to go pure organic? If we go pure organic, how are we going to get the word out? We're going to try to get creative in how we market it. Everything like that, Now, I want to say this up front. This is going to be an experiment for me to create this project. I am going to sell it, but I'm going to sell it at an extremely low cost. At the moment, I'm thinking 0.01. But, with y'all's input and as things develop, we'll kind of hone in a more appropriate price if need be. But this isn't going to be utility at all. I want to make that extremely clear to everybody. This is an experiment. This is mainly for me to document and show you guys what it takes to actually create an NFT project of your own. But, I, again, am going to sell it, but no utility. So, if you are somebody that at the end of the day, after a couple months, whenever this thing goes out there, decides to mint it, you're minting it solely for the purpose of, artwork. And that's pretty much it. And that's something I'm going to make abundantly clear on Twitter and everywhere else when we get to that marketing stage, because I think it's very important to stress those parts because, I'm not going to be providing any utility with it, and I certainly don't want to be scamming anybody. That's obviously not my intention here at all. But yeah, so today I wanted to kind of introduce this idea. A little groggy, woke up only about 30 minutes ago, so I'm still sipping on my cup of coffee, so my apologies if I lose track of my thoughts or, sound a little tired, look a little tired, anything like that. It's going to be very interesting. Now, this isn't going to take away from my normal video content. I'm still going to be working on that. I'm probably going to do at least one live stream a week is what I'm hoping, specifically towards this series. But it's just going to be very unstructured. It's going to be a fun thing to do. It's more for fun and for the purpose of learning than anything else, right? So with that in mind, we are going to be brainstorming some ideas on what type of NFT we're even going to be creating. And I've put a lot of thought into this, for the past month or two. And at first I was thinking, maybe I do some type of character with different traits and stuff, which I'm going to show you guys how that would look in Photoshop and everything like that, because I've actually already created an NFT project, not anything that's out there public, mintable or anything like that, but I have created the artwork for another NFT project I was going to do a little while ago and decided not to. So I'll show you guys how the traits and stuff work. However, at this point, I've kind of decided not to do that because, well, as it turns out, I suck at drawing characters. Now that might change, and again, this is where y'all's input comes in. Comment on this video. If you're here with me live, shoot me in the chat. Let me know what you guys think. I then, after I kind of scratched the character idea, I went more towards like an abstract artwork is what my thought process was, but putting together some ideas, it just wasn't very exciting. It wasn't something that I would personally enjoy owning, and for that reason I was like, let's get a little bit more creative, try to create something interesting, because I do want to create something cool that actually would be fun to own. That's kind of the purpose of any NFT project. Like, you kind of have to consider that. I don't want to just make some crap project that nobody wants to own just for the purpose of creating a project. So yesterday I had this idea, and I don't know if it's going to work. We're going to test it out live right here on this stream. But the idea is that I'm going to do low supply, 100 NFTs for now. And then, and basically I'm going to take an extremely large image, right? And cut it into 100 individual equal-sized sections, and each one of those sections would be the NFT, and it would basically be like little doodles when you're zoomed in really tight, little doodles and cool artwork like that, but when you zoom out, it creates a totally different big picture, if you can kind of understand what I'm saying there. So again, I have not tested this theory, so I really don't know if it's going to work. But I do want the little individual snippets, each NFT, to be quality, high quality. So I'm thinking 4K for each NFT, which would mean if I'm doing 100 and I choose a square layout, that the base canvas for this is going to be 400,000 pixels squared, which, if you aren't familiar with this type of thing, that is massive. So what we're about to find out in just 30 seconds to a minute now is whether my computer can even handle that, or if it's possible. So that's going to be step one. If I can create a canvas that large, then we'll go on to the next step. So let's go ahead and test that out, because that's worth testing, just to know if it's even a possibility, because it might not be. So this is obviously, the thumbnail for this little live stream. Threw it together really quickly. Probably going to adjust it in the future. And today my computer is being really slow anyways, so that's definitely not a great start. Come on. There we go. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead, save this real fast, and then we will pull up, try to create a canvas 400,000 pixels squared. It's gonna be insane. But anyways, guys, I realize I don't think anyone here is here with me live, so if you're watching this video back, it's not gonna be very long, because I am gonna do some other things this morning before work. Again, just real last minute, me hopping in here, just trying to throw together something to kind of basically fill up a time slot in my day that was dedicated for something else, right? I want to still try to be productive as much as possible. So anyways, if you have any ideas for the project or anything along the line, please let me know in the comments section below. I really want to include you guys in this creation process. So we're gonna go here. Man, everything is so slow. I'm kind of concerned. I mean, normally my computer is not this slow, so that alone is a bit concerning. So it looks like okay. Well, 300,000 appears to be the limit. Let's see if it works. Okay, looks pretty normal. So what I'm gonna do to kind of show. So if you guys aren't familiar with Photoshop, what I'm about to do is put a grid over this, and I'm going to create each square of that grid to be the size of the final NFT that we'll ultimately be cutting into. Already looked into, there are tools out there actually made for Instagram that will cut your image into equal parts. It's designed for, like, if you wanted to post, if you've seen on Instagram the pages where they have like one picture but it's 9 posts, and when you're at the profile it makes one big one. That's kind of what the tool is designed for. But oof. Okay. Then one. Well, all right. It's gonna be crazy, actually. Let's see what we got here. So yeah, I do wish somebody was in here so I could talk while things are loading. Okay, wow. Wow. This is just insane. Okay, well, this is crazy already. So what I was thinking about what type of image I could have as the main final thing that would allow me to, when you zoom in, still make some really cool stuff. And I kind of came to the idea of a galaxy, because the issue is if I use something that's like light colored with a lot of detail, I'm concerned that when I do the doodles and outlining, that it would not look good when it zooms out. But if I do something like a galaxy, I can use very dark colors in the individual NFTs, and when you zoom out, I'm hoping it all kind of blends together to make kind of like a dark black or purple color like that. So what I'm going to do here is we're going to go to my very favorite stock image website. These are basically free images and videos. I use them for videos. You can use them for commercial rights. They just ask that you credit the final artist. Now, this is going to be a reference because at the end of the day, I am going to be drawing all the actual details of it. So when everything's said and done, I'm actually not going to be using this image, but nonetheless, I do want to credit. I actually really like that one. It's like the very first one, but I like it a lot. So we're going to go with this because there's a lot of color in there, a lot of cool little tiny details, and that's what we want. So that each NFT kind of has its own unique thing going on. Now, this is going to be a really interesting... Oh, my scratch discs are full. I was afraid something like this would happen. Oh, man. It's just too big, I think. It's just too big. Can I do it at all? Nope. Okay. Scratch disc preferences. Okay, guys. Well, this is not looking like that's going to be working for me. Let's see if I can quickly fix this. If I can't, then I'm just going to have to end this live stream, and we'll come back at another date once I kind of fix some of this stuff. But yeah, at least now, at minimum, this can serve as a introduction of what I plan on doing with the series, and then when I come back, the next live stream, we'll actually have something to work with. So, I mean, yeah, I should be able to. You would think. Maybe if I just choose the one. On the little preferences thing it just pulled up, it said to have something at least 20 gigabytes. So I just made sure that it's only going to be using a hard drive with 300 gigabytes. Yeah, still not. Okay. Okay. Well, I'll have to troubleshoot this at another date a little bit later. But nonetheless, quick little live stream just to, again, express my thoughts with this project. On Twitter, in my Discord and here on YouTube in the comments section. Please let me know thoughts, ideas, opinions. I want to know all of y'all's thoughts. I really want you guys to get engaged. So if you have any good ideas for what I can do with this whole adventure, please drop them below. I'm going to be very attentive to that. I really want to include y'all's thoughts and opinions into the project. So if you have an idea of how to solve issues, maybe an idea for NFTs. If you have questions about, how I'm going to go about doing some of this stuff, I'm happy to answer that. I also, little totally off topic thing really fast. Back in the day, like a couple months ago, what I used to do is, in the comment section, really spend a lot of time looking into projects for people. And that really helped grow my channel. I kind of got away from that, but I want to go back to it. So if you have a project you want me to check out, go ahead and drop it in the comments below. I am going to start doing more live streams where I'm literally, just hanging out. You tell me a project in the chat and I'll go and give you my raw thoughts, in the moment for it. So that's going to be really cool. So if there are projects you want me to check out, be sure to let me know in the comment section below, in addition to ideas for this NFT project that we're creating. Other than that, guys, thanks for tuning in and checking this video out. I'm really looking forward to this whole adventure. I do think it'll take a couple months probably, to do the full thing. But I believe that literally anybody out there can create their own NFT project. So I'm going to demonstrate that to you guys through this. So anyways, hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. We'll see you next time here at the NFT Garden. And with that, I say peace.